I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Dumb Witch Club.
Welcome back.
Today we have an amazing episode about a sometimes forgotten and underlooked witch holiday.
Yes, and that is
Midsummer.
I love Midsummer.
Me too. I need to get some Midsummer inspo, so let's do a card pull.
Yes. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, let's use this to give us some Midsummer.
Yeah, let's see what she tells us.
We haven't used this one in a while. It is the Iris Oracle deck. We love it, obviously.
Yes, I know. We love all of the decks, okay? We know.
We love it.
But this one's very, mystical to me.
It is. It's mystical, magical.
It is, literally.
And it's colorful, which is perfect for Pride Month.
That's true as well.
Yeah, which I literally just thought of right now as I looked at the rainbow on the front. I was like, oh.
We're just hitting all the points.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride.
Ping, 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 ping.
That's right. All right. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. It says Mysterious Mother.
Interesting.
Ooh, it's card number 4. The art on these is very mystical. I don't know. I mean, I'm holding it slightly forwards. Mm-hmm. But what you really have is this image. It's darkness. There's almost like a mountain, but it's kind of like a silhouette shape of a mother, quote unquote. You know, It says mother. It's almost like I don't know, these swirling kind of life patterns. There's a star at the top kind of bursting, and then inside there's a little circle with hands and a heart. There's a lot of symbolism going on. But obviously, Mysterious Mother, it's going to be very symbolic. Mm-hmm. It feels loving and generative.
Yeah, it does.
But also mysterious, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it can be defined in any way you kind of need it to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It will try to shape itself to nurture you the way you need.
Exactly. Kind of like the traditional meaning of the word weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just not the tradition. It's a little off, but not in a negative way. It's just different.
Yes.
Mystical. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a good message for us right now.
Oh, that's true. I mean, obviously it says mother, and, it's not that it has to be gendered, but it's a lot of femme energy in that drawing, I think. And in that kind of concept of mother, I think we do associate, obviously with a female, feminine, nurturing kind of energy.
Yeah, it's the last sentence of this is calming pink waters revolve around her and into you, filling you with peace and calm.
See,
it's very
we literally need that today.
Yeah, we really do.
So, excellent. I love it. I mean, I also feel like it does fit still for Midsummer.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Mm-hmm. Because, and where I'm really getting that from, so Midsummer is the summer solstice, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And it's one of the sabbats or holidays that are celebrated in pagan and witchcraft, but it's also sometimes called Litha. And that word, it sounds like maybe it's the name of a goddess or something. It isn't. It actually means gentle. And it's really about how, the way that was derived was that during these months of the year, the oceans are really calm. Mm-hmm. And so people were ships and, transporting things, this kind of stuff was a good time of year. You could count on the oceans and the waters and the winds being kind of gentle and helping you through along into the harsher season of winter, which we're right in the middle of.
Yes.
So anyways, I just feel that really matches that message of Mysterious Mother.
That's amazing.
As well.
I love that. I love that all I love when you really start to put the pieces together like that.
Yes.
And you see the way that it's contributing to your life, or the decisions you're making in your life, or the things you're doing, and then
or that you have to do, but they happen to be this time of year.
Yeah, and then you're oh, that makes sense that I thought of that. And always give yourself credit in that too. Not that it's just coincidental. There was something about you unconsciously that planned something that way.
Totally. And I love that idea too, just in general, that the universe is not just a bunch of things happening to you.
Right.
And maybe you don't get to choose every outcome or choose exactly when you do something because maybe it's assigned to you or whatever. But there still can be meaning in that, and you can still like derive meaning from that, and also maybe like take a little credit for that, like that was the right timing for you or whatever. So I love that. I think that's really important.
Same.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's sweet. I like it.
It is sweet.
Okay, what else about Midsummer? I love the name also, Midsummer.
Yes, I know, I do too. And sometimes it confuses people. Sometimes people are like Midsummer, but it's the beginning of summer, so how is that a thing?
Right.
Which, valid, that makes sense. So basically what it is it's the midpoint. It's the midpoint of the year. It's the midpoint of the way like the ancients would divide things. So it's right in between like spring and fall. So essentially like right in the mid.
Exactly. And if you think about even like ancient or times when there weren't calendars, like it really was just this whole evolution throughout the year. And like I think the winter is very obvious. And then, you know, in between that, it's kind of like it's all summer.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is kind of like the middle point of that, you know, and then you get back to the winter and, you know, that whole thing. So, no, I love it for that reason as well. It is also like one of these holidays that does also have a link to like a Christian holiday.
Oh, yeah.
And historically, especially, it was... So St. John's Eve and St. John's Day are sort of similar and linked up with like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which is, you know, in Christianity, the birth of like Jesus. And then those St. John's Days was like John the Baptist, which supposedly took place 6 months before Jesus was born. And that's when John the Baptist was born. Whatever. That's all religious history. It doesn't really matter. The point is just to say, they kind of align.
Yeah.
Like this St. John's just so happens to align with when the summer solstice is, right?
Interesting.
And like the Christmas, Jesus' birth, just so happens to kind of align with like the winter solstice. Like, interesting. Like, fascinating.
Yeah. I wonder how that got there.
Yeah. Like, I wonder, like, is it like a chicken or the egg? Like, which came first, really, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be alignments like that. Like, whatever Sabbat you're looking at, obviously there's going to be those alignments. It's kind of cool though, because it's like whatever parts of it you like and want to acknowledge, and whatever your belief system is and everything, like it can include everything.
Yes, and to me it just also reminds me that like no matter what kind of spirituality you might be practicing, even if it is like a strictly organized institution religion, at some point it all kind of meets together, you know?
It does.
There's just like this kind of human nature to participate in like concepts that are bigger than us. And whatever road that is, I'm not saying they're all the same. Clearly they're not all the same.
No.
But they kind of like meet in certain places, which, you know, even if you're rejecting certain religions, like on principle of the institution, it's just kind of comforting that like, no, it's all still part of like some human need for understanding something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And I love like, and the similarities of like when they come up during the year and sort of like what is happening in nature mirroring the ways that it's acknowledged and celebrated and all of that. Like I love that, because that is that really like underscored through line that we are just responding to those cycles that are happening, regardless of how you want to define why they're happening or how they're happening or who is in charge of that or whatever. It doesn't really matter. We're all reacting and responding to those cycles that are just sort of like happening with us. And the acknowledgement, these celebrations and these sort of times of worship, or however you want to look at it, it's that time to really sit and acknowledge, you know, this is what is abundant right now. This is what I'm looking forward to. It's that check-in moment, that's gratefulness moment. It gives you opportunity to do that. And that's also why I like them, and I like a little bit of the structure to it, because once again, we're dumb witches. We forget stuff all the time. I literally just remembered something earlier, and I was like, oh, well, of course I did that on the day that there was the full moon, and you were like, yeah, and then there were these conjunctions, like, of course you did. But, like, was I consciously thinking of that? No. I didn't realize that until after, which... It's still okay. Fine. Yeah, I mean, it still does me some good to reflect, and that's totally fine. But it's nice when you have, like, some structure where it sort of not, like, forces you, but it, you know, guides you.
Yes, it's a reminder. And not that we also can't let it go by and be like, crap, we missed that. We have. But it's nice when you don't miss it and you actually know when it is.
Yes, and that you can like actually do something meaningful to acknowledge it.
Yes, no, I know. So, okay, let's talk about a few more things that like Midsummer is associated with. Okay. So, one of the biggest things, like historically speaking, in terms of, you know, throughout the centuries, is like fire.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, bonfires were like a huge way to celebrate Midsummer, and they kind of had a dual purpose. I was reading the bonfire would protect the crops, and like the thought was like the smoke from the bonfire would like, you know, repel insects that, you know, the crops and like that kind of a thing, which, like actually kind of does make sense. Mm-hmm. But the other thing is that it would protect the village from the fae.
Oh.
Yeah. So this Midsummer is highly associated with the fae.
Yeah.
And back in the ancient centuries, as we've mentioned, the fae were not looked at as something like sweet and magical and fun. They were like basically considered evil.
Yeah.
And people in the villages would literally like collectively like bargain with the fae to try to keep them from interfering and like causing trouble for them. Mm-hmm. So this all changed over the years, attributed in large part to like A Midsummer Night's Dream, which William Shakespeare wrote and really like reframed kind of like how the fae were seen. Anyway, yada, yada, yada. But the point is, that was the other point of the bonfires.
Yes. Which I think we've talked about this before. I'm pretty sure we have. Midsummer is summer's Samhain.
Totally.
And it's almost a little bit scarier.
Yes, the veil is thinned again, as usual. And in fact, this actually, when the veil starts thinning, gets really the thinnest at Samhain and then kind of goes back all the way to Yule, right? And then, I don't know, from Yule to Midsummer, the veil is thick? Like, I don't know.
It's thickening.
I'm not really sure. I never thought about that.
No, me neither.
Yeah, but it's true.
I guess it must be thicker. But yes, it's like, in a way, scarier because there's something about the exchange of the light. Like, so that, you know, the solstices, it's like the longest or the shortest days, right?
Right.
And sometimes I think people think of like the shortest day as being like ominous or something. I think the Victorians sort of did because it's dark so much and, you know, that's bleak and it's all this. To me, this is worse. Like, summer solstice is worse because the darkness is winning at that point.
How so?
Well, right after that, the days start to get shorter. Mm-hmm. So the darkness, this is like a giving up or giving in. It's celebrating that last burst of light and sort of like these bonfires. And I feel like it's a little bit of like grasping at like, wait, hold off. Yeah. Like, you know, like we're going to light these fires and we're going to these candles and like the sun is still here. And it's like, it is, but.
Yeah, it's almost like the day that the darkness starts to like take hold.
That's right. That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Which is scarier. And the fae in some ways are scarier than, and it's fae that are at the height, right? And nature spirits, and not all of these nature spirits are like these kind, like Mother Willow on Pocahontas. They're not all like that. They're not. So you need to be careful. Don't be stepping in any circles of mushrooms that you see in the forest. Like, there's a creep factor to Midsummer.
No, you're totally, totally right. And I do think it gets a little overlooked in that regard because it is summer and it's like, you know, we're supposed to be like, it's like sunny and you're at the beach and I don't know, whatever.
You're at camp. What could possibly go wrong?
Yes, exactly. Literally Friday the 13th. So,
yes.
Hello. You're totally right. And I do think that's why, like, and maybe this is a stretch, like I don't have like, you know, academic evidence for this, but maybe that's why horror movies are so popular in the summertime too.
Yes, absolutely. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because there's just this natural kind of feeling of like, ooh,
yes,
like stuff's scary. Let's get scared.
Yes, people do. They gravitate towards it. Obviously, they do during Halloween, but it does have a different feel.
That's obvious, and it does have a different feel.
It does have a different feel, and like the summer horror movie thing. The other thing it makes me think of is, which of course I don't watch any of this because everyone knows Ashley is too sensitive, but I happen to know that Rob Zombie as a director, like his most messed up movies, none of them are in the dark. They're all in broad daylight. This messed up shit is happening with a light shown right on all of it, and that is worse.
Yes, no, and I think that's the difference between sort of your Halloween horror feeling and your summer horror feeling. It's like at Halloween time, it's like, God, yes, hello, like we expect this.
Yes, totally.
Like even the movie Halloween, which I love, but it's like, of course, someone's wearing a mask and they're really a killer because everyone's wearing masks pretending to be killers, like, right?
Yes.
But like the summer ones, like Friday the 13th, whatever, it's like, you're shocked. Where is this coming from? This is coming from nowhere. Like, it's also innocent. And then,
that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. That unexpected, like, quality of it is so a part of it because, yes, there's no context. In the fall or the winter or whatever, there's
it's
context.
Already dark. It's already kind of creepy.
It's creepy. Yeah, like it's cold. The leaves are fall. It matches with the season, like the death and dying part of the year. It contextually all matches up. But yes, when that's happening in the summer, it's like
it's not supposed to be.
No, because,
but it is
because the summer too is like the like concept of like the most abundant, like ripe, youthful, right, like part of your life or whatever. Yes. And when you inject like darkness, death, like I know.
Yeah, that's really good.
I know.
Okay, I like that.
I know, me too. I like
too. This.
Yeah.
There's also like the cool like, you know, obviously even the movie like Midsummer, which is a horror movie, and it's a really good movie. But there's this idea too of like there's like a queen of the festival, there would be like flower crowns. Like this is also historical, you know, flower crowns and kind of like dancing. And I mean, I know like the maypole is kind of like the Beltane thing, but there was still like kind of collective,
did something
revelry, right?
Sure, yeah.
Feasting, drinking, you know, the whole shebang.
I love the feasting and the drinking.
I know. What's wrong with that?
I love it. It just matches so well. But yeah, that's when you're like you're feasting and drinking and it's lurking.
Yes. And like your senses are dampened and you're like, and people are always like getting a little frisky and then just
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, you're definitely getting murdered.
Well, I mean that's a trope, right? I mean
totally.
Anyways. No final girls here.
No.
Okay, what else goes on with Midsummer?
It's a lot of what else besides
everything we already talked about.
Everything in horror movies. I love that it's easy to sort of incorporate or like do some of the ideas of Midsummer because fire is such a sort of easy thing to incorporate. You don't have to do some big bonfire. You can. I think that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, if you're able to, I think that's really great. But you don't have to. Candle magic is great during this time. That's fire energy.
Yes.
I love a burn release kind of spell around this time. And again, you just need a candle flame to do that. You can do it in a larger flame if you want, but you don't need to. And it's kind of a good time of year because it is sort of that like midpoint, and then now we're heading into the latter half. So it is good to kind of like, okay, what do I need to rid, myself of? What are some of these things? Like the fire is especially powerful at this time. So it's, to me, like especially cleansing. So I love that. You could do like a simmer pot is a great thing that's incorporating fire because it's allowing the ingredients to sort of simmer and come together.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, these are all good. Midsummer is also associated a lot with divination, which is like predicting the future or like viewing into like what's going to happen.
Yes, very
it's a little different than manifesting, but so for that reason, I have a divination card spread that any and all can do accessibly. So you need your deck of cards, right? And the spread is going to be a circle, and it's just going to be like card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to go in a circle. The cards are going to be read across from each other in pairs.
Okay.
So that card 1 goes with card 4. Card 2 goes with card 5, and card 3 ends up going with card 6.
Gotcha.
So you got a pie with 6 pieces in the end, right? And if you wanted to make a little more of this, you know, you could cast a circle in the center of like just a salt circle, and then you could place your cards around that. But however you want to do it, even if you just do it simply. So what the cards are going to be, you're going to be reading the present and the future.
Okay.
For 3 different categories. So the first one is motivation. So this is going to be, like I said, your card 1 and your card 4. Your card 1 is going to be the present. So whatever you interpret with that card is sort of what is presently motivating you. What are you being motivated by? And then the future card, which is going to be card 4, is like, what is the trend towards with your motivation? Like, is it going to change, evolve? Is that going to be something, you know, that you feel is positive or negative? Because one of the benefits of doing any divination, whether it's a spell or a card reading, it's not predicting the future like, yep, here's what's going to happen.
Right.
It's giving you insights so that you can decide and choose if you like what that looks like or not.
Exactly.
So it's giving you empowerment, as we're always talking about. So the cards 1 and 4 are going to be for motivation. Card 2 is going to be protection, which is at the present, like, and you can kind of look at it different ways depending on where you're at and what the cards are. So it's either like what is serving to protect you right now, or what do you need more of in terms of protection right now? And then the same thing with that card number 5, the future, like what is trending in that direction? What maybe do you need to nurture more of to keep yourself more protected, or sort of conversely, like what might you need to let go of if you're overprotecting? So there's kind of some nuance to this depending on, of course, where you're at, you know where you're at. Card 3, which goes with card 6, is going to be intuition. So the same thing, at the present, where are you at with your intuition? Are you tuned into it? Are you not giving it enough attention? Are you ignoring it? Or, you know, whatever. And then the same thing, that future, kind of where is that trending towards? So that is the card spread.
I love this. I want to go home and do it right away. But part of me wants to wait for you.
We can do it together.
Yeah, because I'm imagining this new deck that I haven't even shown you, and I feel...
Oh, you mentioned that earlier.
Yes, and maybe if it turns out really well and we really like it, we can talk about it on the show, because it's cool. Like, you'll see, like, how this could, like, lead into other things we could do, and I feel like it's a really kind of powerful time for us right now. So
yay.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay, good. So yeah, any and all, you can do that.
Love that.
You know, if you do it on Midsummer, all the better.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, light your candles, do your little thing. Yeah, I like Midsummer. Not everything has to be the biggest deal in the world, but you can do something, and it feels good.
It does feel good, and it's still a time of year where, like, it doesn't feel, like, desperately, like, awful, because it's so early.
Yeah, it's not, like, 100 and something yet, most places.
Exactly.
So it still
feels nice. Yeah, like, you're still wanting to be outside. Like, even just being in the sunshine, like, eating on a patio or just taking, like, a walk with the sun shining on you or whatever.
Totally.
That all counts as sort of celebrating Midsummer, and I think that's why we like it, because we do love doing things like that when it's a little bit more mild and not quite as scorching.
Yes. So, yeah, keep it low-key, make it high-key, just, whatever you want. Do.
Yeah, I love it.
I like it. So, on that note, we'll say goodbye until next time.
Stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.
Dumb Witch Club is written and hosted by us, Ashley Sidner
and Jackie Gerard, at the Dumb Witch Clubhouse in Orange County, California.
Produced and edited by Matt Heinemeyer. Art direction by Violet Turner. Culture consultant Jane Turner.
Original music by Ashley Sidner. Look us up on all your favorite social media platforms, including TikTok and Patreon.
Until next time, stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.